Hello everybody, welcome back to X-Plane 11 once again. We are going to fly the brand new Avia71 Aerostar 601P or Papa. This is a very interesting airplane, kind of like a Baron. It's a light twin, but it has a lot of speed. It's built for speed and it definitely does have it. You can get this on xplane.org for $29.95. I think it normally retails at $34.95, but it's on sale. I gotta thank xplane.org for giving me this airplane and this scenery. The scenery is KCVG, Covington, Kentucky, otherwise known as Cincinnati. And it's by Skyline is actually who made it. Skyline Simulations. They're new on the scene as far as I know. But it's a fantastic product. It's a really good scenery. It's nice to have a nice hub here in the Midwest and the home of DHL. So with that said, what are we doing? We're going to do a flight up to Dayton, Ohio. We're going to do a touch and go at Dayton and come back and land in Cincinnati. The clouds are right around 9,000 broken or so. We'll get the weather here in a little while. But we're going to do a little bit of cloud surfing. We're going to go up and I'm going to show you how easy it is to get the airplane down from say about 9,000 because our field elevation is going to be right around 1,000 feet. With that said, let's hop up in the cockpit and get acquainted with her. Actually, before we do that, let me show you the little menu system here. If we go to the left, we have the 71 that pops up. Click on that guy and check it out. We've got our checklist here. We're going to be using those, of course. We've got weight and balance. You can see how much you can add and subtract how much fuel you have in there. You can add people, and it does actually model them in there when you put them in there, which is really cool. I do like that. We're just gonna be flying solo today, solo dolo. We have a fuselage tank and we have a right wing tank. Let's put them pretty close together. So let's add a little bit more here. Let's do 2131 there and 21. That'll be close enough there. 2111. That'll work right there. And then we have this right here is our cabin altitude calculator. You pick your flight level and it tells you what the cabin altitude is going to be. We're going to be below 10,000 feet today, so we're not even really going to worry about that. Here is what I have on the airplane so far. 1 hour and 9 minutes, 69% of it on the ground because getting used to the airplane, learning the systems. Engine's operating time, not sure why it says that. I might have accidentally reset this, but you have maintenance, change tires, you can fix batteries. As you can see right there, we just hit maintenance on it. We can change the tires out, fix the batteries if we, destroyed those. And then last but not least, we have some more options here. We have the mechanical management. You can turn it on or off. It restores your mechanical state from a previous flight. It remembers the mechanical state of the airplane. Really neat. I have that turned on. Fuel level management. That remembers how much fuel you had in the airplane. So I really like these kind of products to where you kind of feel the character of the airplane. You have, when you left it with X amount of fuel, X amount of problems, it's there next time you go to it. Park chocks and flags, as you see right there on the ground. And then we have, forget all parameters and statistics. You have like the blue pill and the red pill. On, nothing from the previous flight will be restored. Off, it will. So there you go. Those are all your options there. A nifty little thing. I love how it's not constantly there. You just kind of hover over this way. When you first load the airplane in and it doesn't pop up on you, just do a reload the aircraft and then it's good to go. All right, let's go head up into the cockpit and get acquainted. And welcome aboard the Aerostar. Check this out. We're going to turn on some track IR. You can see it's a very nostalgic airplane. Very retro looking. We can look around the back there. It says Aerostar back there. Look at the seats. You're in an airplane that was popular in the 70s when you see these kind of seats. What else? We have the old style working weather radar system, which is really cool. We have the default X-Plane Garmin in here. I haven't swapped that out with my Reality XP yet. I just kind of want to show you what you get whenever you have the airplane yourself. There's our fuel quantity right there. Look at that. We got 20 and 20. That's good. And the fuselage right there in the middle. Gear light. Even though the battery in the alternator switches are not turned on, we still get the gear light. I wish that would extinguish. I see so many of these airplanes that always have some sort of electricity running in them. With that said, let's get things going. Oh, somebody just took off there. There goes that. I think it was Allegiant or Frontier. It was Frontier that took off. Yeah, and they never take the right runway. So with World Traffic 3, we're just gonna follow them instead of landing on the correct runway into the wind. Winds are kind of light right now. Well, we'll have to see when we fire it up. Let's go ahead and turn the battery on here. There it is right there. And let's ooh, we're not getting our little pop-up. There he is right there. Checklist out. Before starting, check engines. Pre-flight inspection has been complete. We'll say it has because we did a walk around. Seats are locked. Cabin door is closed and locked. Landing gear handle is down right there. Flap handle is up. And it is. Yep. Double checked it. Brakes, test for a firm pedal. Those are good. Flight controls. They are free and correct. That's what we like to see. We'll hide those. Parking brake is set. It's right over there. Switches are all off except for the battery. Battery switch is on. Bleed air switches. They're down here. Air on should be right here. There's air on and air on. There we go. What else we got? Battery, or sorry, safety valve switch, normal and dump. Now we're only going to be doing the yellow on this guy. And the reason why is because, there we go. That should be correct. Dump right there. Yeah. And the reason why is, as you see right there, unpressurized flight, only orange light. Door seal 2 switches are deflated. We have an orange light. Or do we? No, we don't. We got to do it. Got to do it manually. I can't really tell what it's doing there. Not worried about any of the pressurization. We're not going to worry about that. Landing gear down 3 green. We have 3 green lights. There it is right there. We've got elevator trim tab over here. It is set to neutral. That's what we want. Rudder trim tab, same. Hydraulic shutoff valve should be in the open position. It's right over here. Where you at? Right back there. It's in the open position. Yes, it is. Fuel quantity indicator has been checked. We just did that a little bit ago. Low fuel warning light is off. All warning lights. We'll push to test it here. Come on. Come on. There they are. They all illuminate. That's what we want. Circuit breaker panel. Now, circuit breakers are modeled. If you see any red on it, and actually watch the volts here when we pull something. Boom. See how it just changed there? So it would have the beacon and strobe in op there. Put that away. No red. We're good to go on the circuit breakers. Not all of them are modeled, but most of them are. Anything else? Nope. Cabin rate control would be set to full increase. Let's go ahead and just do that. We're not worried about it because, again, we're not worried about pressurization today. 1,000 feet above field elevation. Yeah, we're not worried. Altimeter. Let's get our, we need to get our stuff here. Let's turn on our radios here for a second. And we want to get the ATIS here, and that is going to be, I believe for departure ATIS, it's 1353. Let's see if it's in there. 1353. All right, I'm not getting the frequency. I tested all the frequencies that are online, and I don't seem to have the right one. Regardless, I'm looking at the METAR right now. Let's see. We have got winds 250 at 7 knots. 10 statute miles of visibility, scattered at 7,500, scattered 25,000. Temperature 27, 2.14, altimeter 3014. So let's go ahead and go 3014 on this guy. 3014. That looks good right there. And that's all we need from that guy. We just needed that. Okay, so altimeter's been set. Clock. That's good. All right, starting engines on this airplane. Let's go ahead and turn this guy off. We don't need that on anymore while we're starting the engines. Prop control goes to full forward, so let's do that. There you go, full forward. Mixture control is at idle cutoff right now. As you can see, it's closed, but we're going to move it up to idle cutoff right there. And what else we got? Throttle's cracked to just a little bit. That'll probably good right there, actually. Battery switch is on. Low fuel warning light is out. Left fuel selector goes on. Crossfeed on. So it's down here. Go to on. Crossfeed on over there on that side. And same thing on this side. There it is. It's on and crossfeed. Listen for valve actuation. We heard it. Right prop is clear. And we go right fuel boost pump on. There it goes. Gyro pressure. Make sure it's good to go. Yep. We have no lights there. And right alternator switch. Oh, well, we got to start the engine first. Let's go ahead and do that. We go to start. And we'll advance throttle once it fires. There we go. That goes to full rich. And we do the same thing for the left-hand side. There's the fuel boost pump. And start. We have 2 good starts. How about that? All right. And we can turn the boost pumps off for now. All right. We have 2 working engines. We want to be at 1,000 RPM here. So let's pull them back a little bit. All right. That whole time we were doing when we were down here hitting start, we were checking our oil pressure. Make sure those are all in the green. Everybody seems to be happy right there, so I'm good with it. Hydraulic pressure, check between 900 and 1100 at PSI. And that is right over there. And it's right there, so that's good. Battery switch is on. We can turn these alternators on the left side and right side. Battery switch is good. Alternator switches are good. Position lights are on. We have nav lights. And we do warm up and ground test next. But we're not worried about it right now because we're ready to taxi on out of here. Let's turn our radios on. There we go. Cross feeds are on. You want that light to be extinguished. I already know that later on down the road. So let's go ahead and just click this guy back over to on. Now you can use the cross feed. You just need to be in cruise flight of the airplane. Boost pumps are off. We can turn this guy to test mode. There we go. And we're going to Dayton, so we've already got that in there. And we have 110.5, or sorry, 114.5 is if we go to a VLOC. Where's it? 110? Yeah, 114.5. And that will be the Dayton VOR over there. But we're just going to do GPS. That seems to be good. And distance to track 031. We can move that just a little bit more there to what we want it to be. No, that's heading. Oh, it's locked in position. That'll work. All right. How about it? Let's go taxiing. They were taking off that way, but the winds are actually out of the west, so we can just take off to the west. I'm fine with that. We use the cross runway here. So let's do exactly that. We have landing lights on. That's good because we don't have a taxi light in this airplane. You just your landing lights. Ready to taxi. I have tracker off right now. I'm going to go ahead and release the parking brake and release our brakes. Test the brakes. Brakes are good. And we're going to go taxi over there. Pull our power back a little bit. And we have the crossfeed light on still. Did we do something wrong here? I thought we turned him to off. Did he not go to off? That's what it was. The left side did not. That's okay. And we're going to taxi over to this runway right over there. The sound set in this is not the greatest, I will be honest. I don't think it has any F-mod support. I think it's just like the old standard sound set in the airplane, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm sure the real thing has a really cool sound to it. It taxis really nicely, and I don't know if you saw this little guy over here on the right. You can change that between that mode there, the map mode, and terrain mode. I'll show you. Click on that. There's terrain mode. It's kind of like a sandal system. Pretty neat. And we will taxi over to this runway, and we'll do our run up over there. We're taxiing down taxiway Mike here. We don't have too long of a taxi. And you can see the texture work here at this airport. Just really well done. I like the dark spots there, and you'll notice there's some like, I think it rained before, or some rubber seal over there. Oh, here's some right here too. The texturing is really interesting and cool. We want to point this airplane into the wind for our run up. So we already know the winds are right out of the west. So let's go ahead and just turn it this way. That'll be good enough. Right there. Yes, sir. Let's pull that parking brake. There we go. And we'll get our checklist out here. Well, we gotta find that little 71 again. There it was right there. Checklist, where you at? Right there. Awesome. Warm up and ground test. Warm up at 1,000 to 1,400 RPM. We're gonna bring this up to 1,400. Let's do it. There's about 1,400 right there. All right. Check engine temperature. Those, rather than EGT, are in the green. Aircraft's into the wind. Prop control, full forward. Yes, it is. Mixture is a full rich. Yes, it is. Throttle set to 1,500 RPM. Let's bring them up. There they are right there. Engine instruments, check for operation and indication. Those were good. Alternator, check voltage. It's down there. That's good. Prop control. Now, these things cycle really fast. I don't think they do that in the real world, but you'll see here. See how fast that cycles? You would do that about 3 times, like they say on a cold start. But yeah, that would go down a lot slower in the real world. Oh, see, and that one went the opposite way. That's weird. All right, so we cycled those. Those are working. That's all we really want to know. Okay, throttle set for 1,800 RPM. Let's bring them up. 1,800 is set right now. Check for 175 RPM in the range of our magnetos. Let's look for them right here. Go to the right side. There's the drop. Back to both. Left side. There's the drop. Back to both. Same thing on this side. Go right. There's our drop. Back to both. Left side. Drop. And back to both. Magnetos are checked. Gyro pressure 4.8 to 5.2. And that is good to go there. That's what we want. Before takeoff checklist. We can bring this guy back to 1,000 RPM now for idle. There we go. We're full and full. We can set this guy to weather and TCAS, which is cool. We can do both. And we'll set it to 20 miles. There we go. All right. Before takeoff checklist, cabin doors or closed and locked. Check this out. These blinds are amazing. Turn on some panel lights because it's pretty dark cockpit in here. Not that these will help that much, but they will a little bit. Closed and locked. Door seal switch is inflated. Green light. That's down here. Yeah, see, it's not giving me a green light. I don't know what that is all about, but it's on the pressurization panel. I'm not worried about it. Cabin altitude, control, check pre-selected cab out. We're good on all of that. Like I said, we're not doing that. Controls are free and correct. We've already done that. So let's double check them. Boxing those controls. There they are. They feel good. Look at the blinds on the shadows from the blinds. It looks so cool. All right, that's good. Mixture controls are full forward, full rich. Fuel selectors, check in on position. Crossfeed warning light is out. Yes, they are. Low fuel warning light is out. Fuselage fuel quantity is above 12 gallons. It's, yep, right there, 15. So that's good. Prop controls, full forward. Boost pumps can come on. Just in case we have an engine failure. Instruments will be checked set. Radio set as desired. We already have those set. Anything else? Flaps set to take off. 0 to 20 degrees. I like to do 1 notch of flaps just to be on the safe side. Trim tab set to neutral. It is. Pitot heat as desired. Don't need it. Seats are locked. Parking brake will be released and throttles will be released. On our takeoff roll, as you will see here, we'll 42 inches manifold pressure and 2,500 RPM. So 42.25. Let's do it. We have the lights on. Wing light. It don't matter. Release that guy. And we'll taxi over to runway 27. We're gonna make sure it's clear to go before, you know, world traffic tries to rain on our parade, because they like to do that to us sometimes. There's a plane landing over there. You can see it. That's cool. A lot of Delta airplanes here. There he is, little A320 landing. Not showing up on the TCAS, so I don't know if this TCAS actually picks up world traffic or not. Another great thing about this airport scenery is that it comes by default with a World Traffic 3 files. So you already have ground routes and all that all built for you. It's great. It's wonderful. All right, we need to make sure that the flight line's clear. The only way we can really do that is by kind of cheating here and checking it out. But that's all right. You get to see the scenery a little bit more. Here we are with a bird's eye view of the airport, and we're just checking runway 18 center, and there's nobody taxiing down there. Everything looks good, but look at this scenery. Isn't that nice? That's pretty darn cool. Flight line's clear. Let's go flying, everybody. Bring up RPM. There it goes. 42 and a lot of right rudder there. Crosswind. More crosswind than I thought there was going to be. There's our rotation speed. On up we go. Thing gets out really quick. It really does. Got a nice climb going here. We're at 24 and 24. Let's do our after takeoff checklist, actually, if we can. After takeoff, wheels. You would brake them. You bring up the gear. Flaps are up. There's no light. Strobe lights are on. Power is 42 and 25. We're in the green and looking good there. I can bring up power just a little bit more than that. It's kind of sensitive there. Power reduced to 2400 RPM once we get to our climb, and trim for climb speed of 117 to 148 knots, which we are doing right now. Boost pumps as desired. We're going to go ahead and shut those guys off. Let's do that. Off and off. Airplane flies really smooth, actually. Like, I'm just making small corrections here and there. We're climbing about 2,000 feet per minute. Let's go ahead and put this away. Look how beautiful that is. There's the river. And we're going to climb up to 9,000 feet. We're starting to pick up our GPS line right there. A little bit more relaxed now as we fly up to Dayton and enjoy the view. We might go into a little higher than 9,000 just because I want to cloud surf. Because it's fun to do that. So that was our target was 9,000, but clearly we're just going to be right above that. Not by much, just by about 300 feet there. There we go. Let's bring the nose down. And now we can get this thing cruising here. The airspeed's gaining right now, and we are absolutely cloud surfing. Look at that speed. Looks awesome. I get a lot of people asking me all the time what my cloud textures are and all that in the sky. It's all default X-Plane 11, actually, believe it or not. Bring back power just a little bit more. There is an autopilot system on the airplane, as you can see right here. Got autopilot on, door seal. Oh, there's your door seal right there, electric or normal. I guess that would have turned that on. Yep, that's what it was. Okay. You'll learn something new every day you fly this airplane, let me tell you. But it's a neat airplane. It's got a lot of character. It really does. Let's bring us back down to 10,000 feet, get back on course. Now we're going to lose the clouds. Let's go ahead and start our descent down now. It's been fun. 35 miles out. Won't take as long to get there, that's for sure. I just got to pull my power back a little bit here so we don't go too fast here. All right, let's go ahead and descend back down to 9,000 feet now. We had our fun in the clouds. Now we can just fly. So while we're flying along here, going back down to 9,000 feet, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off track hour. I want to show you some of the preset views you get. You have this one down here. You've got one right there, so that's easy to see. You've got some wing views here. Got our normal view there with 4. 5 is the middle here. Got this guy. And then I like these. These are like little GoPro shots here, which is really neat that they added this. And then we have that classic nose shot too if we want that. That looks pretty cool. And number 9 is just looking straight back. So there's a lot of neat views that come with it by default. We are about 14 miles out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the power down to idle like this. And you're going to notice how fast this airplane will actually start losing airspeed. And we'll get a decent descent. We can get about 2,000 feet per minute, and we won't even get into the yellow arc, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and turn on Trek IR, have a look around. We're going to be going through a little bit of clouds here soon. Beautiful view of the river over there. Clouds and cloud shadows. You see, we're descending pretty darn good here. I'm gonna go a little bit more left. It's a straight in approach to the runway, but they do have a little bit of a cross runway here if we want to use it. Now, I've only had one landing in this airplane, and it kind of reminds me of a Baron. You got to keep power into it. If you kill the power too early, you're going to clunk it right down on the ground, and that's never good when that happens. But look, I mean, we're descending about 2,000 feet per minute at idle. We didn't touch our RPM. And we are just having a smooth way down. And see, we have the white arc over there, which starts right there. So we're not far off the white arc where we can start dumping in flaps to really slow the airplane down, which is another nice thing. Let's fly the instruments here, Jeff, because we are talking too much. All right, back to the left. Get back on course here. I can already tell you where the airport is. Looking at the sandal there, you got that big open area right there. That's going to be our airport. We'll have in sight. Right off our nose. Can't miss it. It's huge. Now we can land on this cross runway. I think we're going to do that because the winds are probably going to be favoring that. Actually, let's see if we can get Dayton ATIS to work, because the last one did not work at all. And they're saying that Dayton is ATIS of 1258. So 1258. Let's see if we can do that. 1258. Let's just go to 8 first, if we can here. Oh, I hate having to do that. Let me turn this Trek IR off. It's going to screw me. Let's get to 8. 25. I don't know. Something is so strange about how this thing behaves with comms. I don't know if I have them turned on or off or what, but it's 125.8. And it's just not picking it up, which it should be. I mean, the airports are right there. Let's keep slowing down. We're well within the first arc, so we can actually add a little bit of flap. And we're close to the airport, so let's go full on our props. It's going to really slow this airplane down. Got the runway in sight. We should start a turn here. And field elevation's 1,000, so we're going to be doing about, we want to get down to about 1,800 feet. That'll be just fine. Let's go next to setting the flap. There's our runway right there. And gear down. And we're just doing a touch and go, and then we're going to go back to Cincinnati. A little power. Coming up on 1,800 feet shortly, where we want to be, and then we'll follow the PAPI lights in. Letting her slow down, a little more flap there, a little more power. It's stabilized here. It's 1,800, and we have one white on the left there. We want, there we go, 2 white, 2 red. Now we can do our 3-degree glide slope downward. But the main thing is keeping power into this airplane. We do not want to kill the power off. That won't be good. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe we'll just terminate the flight here at Dayton. I want to go back to Cincinnati, but it's going to be just a much longer video if we do that. So let's try to make this a decent landing. If the landing sucks, we'll do a touch and go and we'll land again. I just need a lot of practice with this airplane. I don't know where the final approach speed is, but I bet you it's going to be right around 110 knots or so. A little low here, bring that nose up. Pretty good there. Airplane feels pretty stable. I'm not going to go full flat. I don't think we need it. Oh, hello, winds. Changing right there at the end. I love it when it does that. Yeah, this feels pretty good here. Just keeping that power in. We're going to get to the round out. Right there. And pull the power ever so slightly. Bring that nose up. We're floating the hell out of that thing. I wanted to pull left on me pretty darn good. Oh, hello. Let's get our crosswind correction in there. Yeah, we floated that one pretty good. So a little bit earlier on the power release and we would have been fine, but overall not bad. We didn't use up too much runway here. We'll make a right turn here on Yankee and take that back down to the GA ramp. Sky's a little more ominous up here towards the north. We are clear of the runway. Let's go ahead and bring our flaps up. And welcome to Dayton. Remember a long time ago, Emory Worldwide, their hub was here at Dayton. I do remember that. Yeah, a lot of ATRs, Air Alps. I can't tell if that's world traffic or not. Lufthansa Regional. They have nav lights on like they are, but I think those are just Yeah, I think those are just static airplanes. I'll have to go into the scenery manually and remove them. That's one thing you have to do when you have world traffic is you have to swap those sceneries out because a lot of them have static airplanes, which is all right. It's better to have something to look at than nothing. But that all looks like some interesting stuff over there. Where are we going to park at? Maybe behind all these ATRs. And the does. Oh, there's a little caravan over there. We'll park next to him. How about that? I think that sounds good to me. I love the shadow from the blinds. That's so cool. Yeah, this thing taxi's pretty good. You know, with the props fully forward like that, you're off to the races and it doesn't seem like it gets away from you. Air Dolomiti. That's good right there. Let's go ahead and pull our parking brake. And we can shut this guy down. Just like that. And those are good. We can make sure those are all the way off. Both sides. And we'll go ahead and kill that guy. Anything else I can think of? You get to turn off the norm. All right, we made it here in one piece. Let's see how we get out of this airplane. I don't think I've tried to get out of it yet. The door. Is this door open? Sure it does. Yes, it does. That door opens. That one does not. We have a door back here. Nope, I guess everybody has to get in the same way. The old-fashioned way. You come in the front and you go to the back. Although that doesn't make too much sense, does it? I guess that's how it was done. Well, there you have it, folks. That is the Aerostar. Pretty interesting airplane. It really is. It's a lot like a Baron, but it's got its own flight model and feel to it. It's kind of hard to explain. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you next time. Take care.